So when you want to render a video, you have to make sure that first that you've done the File, Project window, and that you've set this to save in an area. I've already set my bouncing ball in my D drive, which is good, but you need to set this in your D drive because everything we render is going to save in this images folder. From there, I'm going to go to Render, Render Settings again. Back in my Common tab, I'll go ahead and pick 2.2 gamma. It just tends to be a nice exposure. And then from here, all of these steps are going to be very important. First, you want to name your files. And you want to set them Now, this is where a lot of people miss and only get one picture. Right now, it says animation or frame animation extension, name.extension single frame. You want to click on this and pick this last highlighted one, name_number.extension. Now you want to set your beginning and end frames. For me, my animation looks to stop around frame 65. For yours, you should be getting to around 120. Sorry. And in renderable camera, you want this to be perspective. Now, depending on what size you ultimately want your project, it defaults to HD 540, which is a smaller file. You could go HD 1080 if you wanted it to be a larger video, depending on if you wanted to put this in your portfolio. You could also go HD 720, which is still HD, but a smaller compression. We can't edit it yet, but when you want to do like 4K, we can get there. We just need a computer update first. Not a computer update, a software update. For right now, because say it's portfolio worthy, put it at 1080. Close. Once you've done all of those settings, you now go to Render, Batch Render. Now, this will be a little different and it'll take longer, so a lot of times I render at the very end of a class. It says rendering with mental ray, rendering results, and you're going to see here the different frames rendering. So right now it's 0% done. And as you can tell, this is going to be longer. If I'd done something like say, wow, it's taking a very long time for one frame, and I didn't want to do that, I could go to rendering, cancel batch render if I decided to do a smaller render for you. Once you're finished rendering, open up Adobe Premiere Pro. Go to File, Import, and then find where you rendered everything. Mine is in Tina, LeBaron, Bouncing Ball, and Images. Most students want to clip or select all of them. Get the first one, just the first one, the one that says 0001, and select Image Sequence. What this will do is reconstruct all of your images to be a video. An untitled project, you should now see your animation. If you drag it in, change the settings to match. And I didn't get that much of it done because I did render it HD. from there, click in your timeline, go to File, Export Media, change this to H.264, name it as your first initial, last name, bouncing ball, hit save, and then select export.